fantasy, caught in a landslide, no escape from reality.
Hey guys, Underground Geek here. So I had every intention of getting my video together from that con that I went to yesterday, and as I was sitting here looking at my notifications on YouTube, I made the mistake of commenting on a video that I disagreed with, and then I unsubscribed, and that's a big no-no because you're not allowed to have different opinions than the group think, and this is what happens when you try to do that kind of stuff. You get somebody pinning a comment in the comment section of the video, and then you get on a 2-hour rant attack on Twitter because they were so triggered that you disagreed with them. And let's talk about this video for a minute. So I'm not going to name who it is, but there they are right there. Matter of fact, yeah, I will. I'll just name him. That's Micah right there. Because, I mean, if he wants to call me a derogatory name for a gay person like multiple times after I made a joke on YouTube that he was shilling for comic historian, sure, I mean, more power to you. I mean, if that's all you got to do with 16,000 followers is go after somebody with 800 subs on Twitter, cool. Good story, guy. So he makes this video pretty much shilling to comic historian, saying that he backed what he did as far as trying to cop out of the politics in YouTube and on Twitter about comic books. After multiple times, comic historian has gotten involved with the political stuff and did a stream with EVS. I mean, it's so funny how these people want the exposure, but they don't want to have to deal with the backlash of anything. If you say something on Twitter or YouTube, guess what? Somebody's going to disagree with you. You're going to have to get over that. I mean, I know this is tough to understand when you've been living in a bubble all your life and just sitting there counting checks, which is comic historian, that eventually when something goes wrong in an industry that you may have to acknowledge it. I mean, I understand. And this guy right here makes many political videos. I mean, he's very political. That's pretty much all he does. I don't really watch him anymore, but I didn't unsub because, you know, I was trying to be helpful. And then I see where he is like just totally coming after me in the comment section. Somebody had pointed out, they said, dude, what he said to you in the comment section was totally uncalled for. And I was like, what? Because, you know, I just unsubbed and moved on. That's all I had. I made my statement. It was like 1 or 2 sentences, and I was done. You know. But these people can't leave it at that because they live on this kind of drama. They have to drum up this drama to get subscriptions. I mean, that's what it's all about. So then he goes and pins this tweet here where he's saying, let's see, where did it go? It already disappeared on me now. There we go. So he says, after confronting someone being willfully dishonest about what I'm saying in this video on Twitter, I want it to be known that I was open for debating him on it. In fact, I was more happy to screw up my sleeping schedule to discuss it. He backed away. I'm always open to discussing my views, even when some people are not being completely civil. Dude, you called me a fag on Twitter within the first 2 retweets. And then on here, you cussed me within the first comment of the video. How dare someone want to avoid drama because, of course it. I thought you were leaving. Never mind. I speed up the process. That was in my response to later on. And this was one of my first comments right here. I said, wrong. He admitted he's just a shill for the comics industry. That's cool. Call fans losers. Unsubbed. Because you did. You went on there and said that they were basically attacking him and that they were spurging out autists. You just said that. And then this was his very first response. Bye, Felicia. You're a C word for saying I called all comic fans losers. Yeah, you know, don't prove me wrong. Just call me a name. By the way, take that dishonest stuff somewhere else, F-face. 3 profane words in the first comment. That's why nobody likes you, Micah. Because you attack people without any kind of discussion. And then you've got people agreeing with me in the comment section, and I'm sure he attacked them as well. I mean, really? Really, dude? And so I unsubbed from him, and then I shared the video on Twitter because because I disagreed with him. I said, I unsubbed from him. He's a fringe player. I don't like it. It's pretty much what I said. I don't know if I can find it on here or not. But we'll see if I can find it. He went on a 2-hour rant attacking me, so I'll probably never be able to find it again. But his call out is to start calling me names, start tagging me, start saying things like you're a fag, corncob, all these derogatory names, over and over, making these very childish jokes. And yeah, I did post a picture of him in Comic Storian that was a pretty funny joke. And then he goes on this 2-hour attack coming after me, and it looks like he's deleted some of them because I can't find all of them. Let's see. So this was his first one right here. If you think I called all comic fans losers in the comments in the vlog, just get your ears checked and stop being dishonest. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. What's sad is you're too much of a bee to tag me in the original tweet. Why can't you just be honest? Well, which is it? Because you said I tagged you, and that's how you found it. But then here you said I didn't tag you. So which is it? I don't understand. And then right here he says, you tagged me after making, so which is it? I don't understand. Did I tag you or did I not tag you? And that's pretty much where I said I unsubbed from you and you couldn't handle it. And so he says, he quotes me, hunt me on Twitter after I tag you on Twitter. So did I tag you or did I not tag you? And he says, you want to tackle me in my statements, be a man and do it honestly. Everything to them is you've got to tackle, you've got to argue, it's all friend stuff. Then he sits right here and calls me a moron, compares me to Gabby. And I said, that's weird because you kind of act like Gabby. And then starts saying that I said things that were dishonest. And then when I gave him the video piece at 3 minutes and 8 seconds, he said, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. Well, the video's right there. You said, that you applauded Comic Storian for not being political in these comic videos and only talking about the things he loved, then immediately got political and said, I'm a right-winger that gets attacked by SJWs. Okay, so if you're getting attacked, why are you constantly attacking other people? I don't really see what there is to gain. Oh, that's right. Views on your YouTube channel. Okay. And so then you can see right here, this just keeps going and going. You tweeted at me. So did I tweet at you or did I not tweet at you? And then he starts, has immediately start making fun of my joke name. This is a joke, by the way. If you follow me, then you know. He says, yeah, real Chads lie in people's positions and then doubles down. Okay, cool. Cool story, bro. And then he has to immediately try to start, tagging my name and things to get my attention again. So this got to the point to where this went on for hours. Look at this. Look at this. Hours and hours, up to about 2 hours, to the point to where I just got tired of it and muted him. And because all he was doing was cussing me. I don't understand why you just can't have a discussion. And then this was his excuse. This is his excuse right here. So he's attacking me and somebody says, what the heck, Micah? He says, I was a bit grumpy earlier. He says, so I see, sheesh. I have to say, mate, that's very out of character. Yeah, it's very out of character too when somebody unsubs you and comments that you attack them for 2 hours on Twitter. Do you imagine the things that get said to me on YouTube every day and all I do is talk about comic books? Can you imagine? I get called all kinds of names from redneck to hillbilly to moron to shield to all these different things just because of the way I talk. And yet you think it's all right to go on here and act just like an SJW and then don't see the fact that you're being an SJW. So then he's trying to to call out people without calling them out. He does it to Mem Headroom. He does it to Douglas Ernst. And people told me about this because I had no idea, but they mentioned it to me. And so he then goes to say right here, I mentioned Mem in the vid as someone who tackled it with a level head. Maybe pay attention instead of misrepresenting me next time. And that's when I commented, but you won't tag him. And I said, here, let me help. And so that's when I commented and tagged Mem. Mem's not really having it. But you know, Mem also told him that once you DM people, well, he's not going to DM people because then nobody sees it. You know, he can't get the attention that he needs then. So then here he is saying, still an explanation of cause is not justification by reason. Forgive my temper. Okay, so why don't you go to me and say something to me? I try to argue in good faith and be familiar with the other point of view. It's rather frustrating to be lied about rather blatantly. So that's a backhanded apology. I was lied about. I have to admit that I was rather harsh with some language earlier. Apologies for those watching. Oddly enough, the other party exposed his own misrepresentation. So how did I do that? When all I said was, you know, all I did was be level-headed, and then you constantly called me a fag and all these other names. How am I not being level-headed? I don't understand. But this guy obviously right here is just out for views. He's just out for attention. This was all a ploy to get attention on Twitter and YouTube. I've never really had any interactions with this guy, so he doesn't have any idea who I am, what I represent, but then wants to get upset just because I unsub and make a comment. Okay? And, you know, if it was silly, sure, you know, maybe I got out of hand by pointing out that I disagreed with him. Okay? But that's really all I got to say. Everybody wants me to have a discussion with him, or everybody wants to call it a debate. You know, you should debate him. You should debate him. What am I going to debate him on? I don't understand. Like, am I going to debate him on him calling me a fag? I don't understand what I have to gain. I mean, sure, it would be nice to have a friendly discussion with him, but it really seems like this guy has no intentions of having a friendly discussion. He immediately called me out, and then his response was, I'll debate him right now. I'll debate him right now. Right now, I'll go right now. Why would I debate somebody that just called me a fag repeated times? I don't understand. Like, what about my nature on my YouTube channel or Twitter has ever looked like I want to debate somebody that is just going to call me profanity for an hour? I mean, if I want to do that, I'll just go to my parents' house. I don't understand what I have to gain from this. But, I mean, if he wants to have a friendly talk about it, sure. But, you know, it would have to be one of them situations to where we were on somebody else's channel and we just basically talked about the industry. Because the first time he calls me a name, I'm going to be like, okay, I mean, what do you want me to say now? I don't really want to talk. You know, I don't understand. I would never go and start calling somebody profane names. I just wouldn't do it because it's exactly what we don't want to happen from SJWs. The first thing they do is call you a name. The second thing they do is try to twist your words to make you inhuman so that they can make fun of you. And one of the third things they do is they start calling you out amongst other people, which is all three things what he did. Now, did I share his video? Yes. Did I know it was going to tag him? No. Did I say something mean? Maybe. I don't know. Did I know he was going to go on a 2-hour baby rant attacking me like a 16-year-old girl that does makeup tutorials and got a bad comment? No. I mean, it's very fourth grade and I don't really understand it, but that's all I want to say. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to do my con video later. I may have a discussion with him, I don't know, but I don't really see what there is to gain considering he's not really a comic book fan anyway. He's just a political debater, so to speak, a political video maker. But I'll talk to you guys later. Underground Geek out.